Coming to you live from the Tower of Hera. It is I, CoolPika, and welcome back to more Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. In the last part, we've climbed the Tower of Hera and dealt with the most annoying boss that comes to exist in this classic of a game. But we eventually did beat it and get the Pearl of Wisdom, so it wasn't all that bad, right? But in this part, we're now done in Death Mountain, so we are gonna go back down and get the Master Sword. It's about time. So, but before that, I want to show you the fruits of our labor real quick. The moment you enter the moment you enter this world again, you're no longer cute and fluffy. You're just your normal pink-haired self. Joy. So now you can explore it with the means of being a human. You don't have to worry. So you no longer have to worry about it when going into this world anymore. You didn't change shape? You aren't just a normal guy, are you? Wow! Your shape didn't change. You got the Moon Pearl, huh? Okay, I guess he's not gonna bother taking it from me and just continue harassing the ball guy because guess this guy's got nothing better to do with his life at this point. But again, the moment you get the Moon Pearl, the music actually changes. So that music only ever plays when you become the bunny. And in this case, that's no longer the case anymore. So that's all I wanted to show. There really isn't anything else you can do in this area in particular, but I just wanted to show that. But really, that's it. It was definitely a worthwhile find if we ever find ourselves trapped in that world again. But with that being said, I think it's time we can say goodbye to Death Mountain and move on to our next objective. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and show off this path because I wanted you to see how you get out of Death Mountain if you need a way out. But that's also assuming if you didn't save and quit by the time you finished the Tower of Hera. Which, that could be something you have done to just save you the time, but if you were trying to get out of Death Mountain manually, this is the cave you would have gone. But again, like the last cave, you just want to watch out for holes in the floor, otherwise you'll just fall in and take damage. Not much different, but it's not really hard to get lost in, so like that, you just end up at the top of this cliff here, and you just jump down. But with that being said, it is time. It's time we go ahead and get ourselves a hold of the Master Sword. I would say it's been a long time coming, but let's face it, this took 11 episodes to do. Who am I kidding? It hasn't really felt that long, has it? Because really, it hasn't. It feels like we only just began our adventure, and already we're getting it. No, but then again, sometimes the Master Sword gets taken. I mean, depending on the game you're at, depending on which game it is, usually you do get the Master Sword by the time you get through, like, the first phase of the game. Or sometimes you don't get it till the end game, depending on which. But with that being said, we're now here. The Master Sword awaits. The hero's triumph on Cataclysm Eve wins 3 symbols of virtue. The Master Sword he will then retrieve. Keeping the Knight's line true. Suddenly, Shirasala contacts you telepathically. Jordan, it is extraordinary that you have won the Master Sword that makes evil retreat. With this shining sword, I believe you can deflect the wizard's evil powers. The destiny of this land is in your hands. Please, Jordan. We've done it at that. Listen to that satisfying swish sound. Swish, 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 swish. Yes, now that we have it, we got the nice swishing Master Sword. And now that means, now that we have it, we now have our means of contending with the wizard. We have our means of contending with Aghanim now. So, actually, here's a fun little fact. But here's a fun little fact. In the GBA version, the moment you get the Master Sword, you can slash down signs. You can't do that. You can't do that in this version, but I found a little tell you that little nudge. Jordan, help! The soldiers are coming to the sanctuary! Ah! That doesn't sound good. The moment we get the Master Sword, trouble already arises. Looks like Zelda is already in danger. Looks like we're gonna have to get her out of here. But the moment you get the Master Sword, the forest changes itself. Like the mist and fog that surrounds this forest already diminishes. So the forest is actually pretty clear now, and you just see where light just beckons through the forest. So that is already one of the biggest. That's like one of the smallest changes here, and shows how much you've developed. But before we go check on Zelda, I mean, I'm probably not. It's not like I'm rushing for time or anything, but I mean, Zelda's probably fine. Probably. There are some NPCs. There is someone I want to talk to because someone does acknowledge you got the Master Sword. I want to talk to Sarasala's wife because I'm pretty sure she acknowledges that you have attained the Master Sword. Let me talk to her real quick. Oh, Jordan, you changed. You look marvelous. Please save us from Aghanim. That wizard. Yeah, so if you do think there's any dialogue changes, there certainly is. I mean, this is probably going to be the only time we'll see dialogue change in this village. But aside from that, let me look around real quick. Does he say anything different? Did you meet Grandpa? If all the okay, no, I don't think he says anything different. I think I've talked to this guy already. So there is already some significant changes already. It shows, yeah, things have changed now we got the Master Sword. But that being said, that was really all I wanted to show there. But I don't think we should waste any time. Looks like Aghanim's coming back to claim his prize, so we better stop him. We better go to the sanctuary and stop him before it's too late. Because hopefully we can make it there in time. Don't worry, I'm here to rescue you. Huh. Maybe I shouldn't take that Kakariko village detour. Jordan, you're a second too late. I have veiled Zelda. The soldiers have abducted her. They have taken her to the castle. You must find her before the wizard works his magic. Please, you are only hope. Yeah, maybe making that step to Kakariko Village was a bad idea. Womp womp. Yeah, the wizard got her. Doesn't matter what you do. He did his business already here, so with that being said, Zelda falls back into the hands of the clutches of the wizard. And there's really no other place to be. And it seems like our journey takes us back to where we first started. The Castle of Hyrule. This is our next stop. This is where our next stop is. We gotta go to Hyrule Castle and make our way to stop the wizard. Yeah, so anyways, while we're at it, I'm thinking we're gonna talk here. The Master Sword. Believe it or not, this is not the fullest upgrade of the Master Sword. It actually can get upgraded down the line. But right now, you do twice damage, and like in traditional Zelda, at least 2D Zeldas anyway, once you get your hearts filled up, you can fire sword beams, which is also something that comes really handy. And I should also go off and note that I believe this is the first rendition of the Master Sword because the Master Sword wasn't really a concept in the first Zelda titles, not in Zelda 1 or in Zelda 2. I think A Link to the Past is where the Master Sword first officially gets introduced. At least from what I understand. Because, mind you, I have not played Zelda 1 or 2. I played a little bit of 2, but I never really got far into it. I don't know. I don't know if I can actually play Zelda 2 and get really far into it, but who knows? Maybe one of these days I'll try it and see how far I actually get. But that being said, as far as we know, we've covered everything in this castle. Zelda is not gonna be in the same dungeon you found her. But now, remember this spot here? This spot here, we couldn't really do anything with this, but now we have the Master Sword. We can undo any of Aghanim's magic, which means getting rid of this bearer that has eluded us for so long. Here is our next stop, the Altar of the Wizard. This section of the castle is where the wizard conducts his This section of the castle is where the wizard conducts his rituals. As you can see, we got a bit of climbing to do. Okay, remember when I said Tower of Hera was probably one of the tallest dungeons we've been in? I lied. This castle is actually the tallest we've been in. If you want to count the other floors in the other castle, then yeah. Let's see here. You got 2 floors in the basement floor. That's 3 floors in the main section of the castle. And we got 7 floors here. So, 3 plus 7... 8, that's 10 floors. That's 10 floors total of Hyrule Castle in all. This takes the case of being the second tallest dungeon here. Don't mind me, I'm taking care of it. Just drinking some water. So again, we got another variant of these soldiers. These guys are yellow. I don't know how many damage they take compared to the darker ones, but yeah, we have a bunch of soldiers that are here to stand in our way. Again, like last time, since there's no pots that can like really stop them, your best way of getting rid of them without taking too much damage is using your magic boomerang and stunning them. And that way, I don't believe arrows do much damage. At least I haven't tried to really do it. But that is... Oh wait, why did I got bombs out? Okay, bombs do damage, but I don't know if arrows does. So these soldiers with their flails, they do have a long reach, so you don't want to get too close. So stunning them is your best way of getting rid of them. And with that, they're out of the way. These are a new variant of soldiers. They have the same design as the wardens, but blue. But only this time they have swords hold up like a little higher. I don't think there's much of a difference to them. Like they take the same amount of damage as the ordinary soldiers, but it's just a different variant, really, if anything. You have to get rid of them to get the keys, so that's your way of making your way up here. Okay, you also have seen that some keys here, some dark floors. Alright, oh, cool, fairy. That saves me some trouble. So yeah, we have a few floors of darkness here. Again, really just a matter of navigating. But if you ever need like a visible way to see where you're going, you can always light them up. So that's not really hard. But there's definitely some treasure here that's worth getting. Why can't I torch this? Bro, you're only moving in one direction. I don't know what you're thinking. You ain't slick, bro. You want to get this chest. There's a key here. But there is also one thing I want to make note of while we're in here. Once you complete this dungeon, you will never be able to re-enter it again. And by that, I mean the entire castle. The entire castle is going to be locked off to you. So if there is, for any reason, if there is anything you have missed, aside from the lamp, of course, you want to make sure you get it now. Which, I'm going to be honest, there really isn't a lot of collectibles that are missing, that can be missed here. Aside from, like, I don't know, probably like a chest full of rubies or something. Which, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't seem to be the case. I don't think you're missing much, but I just want to make note of this. If for any reason you want to re-enter this castle afterwards, you can after this. You're going to be officially locked out of it. So, I want you to be ready for that. I should have given you the... I honestly should have given the heads up earlier before going into this dungeon, but you know what? I'm sorry. This is... Just consider this my warning. Just consider this my warning that if you don't do it, if you have any unfinished business in the castle, you want to make sure you take care of it. Otherwise, you won't be able to come back in. This is the only time in the game you can ever enter this dungeon, which, to be honest, I don't think you would really have a reason to come back in here. It's really just a serve for story purpose and nothing else. There really isn't much secrets to uncover in this castle, believe it or not. So there really isn't a reason to come back in here, but it does get locked off. Oh, I can just light this place up. Already I got a key here, so I'm not good, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these soldiers while I'm at it. Oh yeah, that gives me a key here, that which comes in handy. We are now on floor 5. We're making good progress. Alright, already there's a stone tablet here we can read. Listen well, Jordan. Even with the Master Sword, you cannot inflict physical harm on the wizard. You must find a way to return to his own evil magic power to him. Make sure you make a note of this because I've kind of had to learn this the hard way as a kid, because for some reason I did not understand how to deal with a Genom, which I'll get into that story when I do. I'll get into my story with him my first encounter with him when I first fought him. But this was, of course, this is from me when this was me playing the game for myself and not watching my dad play it. I'll get into that story in a bit, but... Okay, we now have a new variant of soldier here, though. These are the red ones. Obviously, they are the strongest of them all. They take a lot more hits to actually take them out. And, yeah, they are the strongest variant of the soldiers here in Hyrule. So, yeah. We're now getting past... So, now we're on the 5th floor. Again, I'm bringing out his toughest guards here. I can tell you, now that I've got the Master Sword, he's been anticipating us to come here. Okay, but if you take out that wizard, I guess there's a key here. And we gotta make ourselves up to the top. And again, over here... Oh, shoot. You know what I did forget? I forgot to go back up to Death Mountain to get that ether. I'll do it after this dungeon, but you know what? Thinking about it now, I could have done a funny here and used a certain item here, but now thinking about it, I should have done that first. What was I thinking? But it's fine. I don't necessarily need it now, but I can always go back for it. Okay, with that being said, we're at floor 6. We are almost to the wizard's... The wizard's altar should be there any minute now, so... We just got a bit of a climb to go. So, I'm just not going to deal with these guys, and we got a bit of a linear path here that can be hard to walk on. Better to just deal with the soldiers first, and... Okay, that was unintentional. I do want to be funny again and knock him off the floor, but I know I can't promise that. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try doing that. But here he is at Genom's altar. Ha ha, Jordan, I have been waiting for you. I was hoping I could make Zelda vanish in front of your eyes. Behold, the last moment of Princess Zelda! With this, the seal of the 7 sages is at last broken! It is now only a matter of time before evil power covers this land. After all, the legendary hero cannot defeat us, the tribe of evil, when we are armed with the power of gold. Now, I must go! Oh no, he's gone! Wherever we're gonna find him! Oh, he killed my girlfriend. How am I ever gonna get revenge on him? Oh, he's just behind the curtains. Yeah, pathetic escape attempt, considering this is a dead end. Oh, so, you mean to say that you would like to be totally destroyed? Well, I can make your wish come true. So, as Sazarasula said, you cannot attack him physically with the Master Sword. You gotta deflect your magic back at him. So he has different various attacks. So of course, you get that ball attack that he'll do, but sometimes he will dish out a fluke like this one. That will catch you off guard. Anytime you do slash him, you get hit yourself and die. Yeah. Little me had to learn that the hard way, so I was confused. So, me being the kid I was, I didn't know I didn't know that was what I was supposed to do. So, instead, I just kept flaying him with a sword, seeing how I could hit him. So, I kept doing it until eventually I died, and I pretty much got upset because I didn't know what I was doing wrong. It was just like, I couldn't beat him! So yeah, I had to learn the hard way that was how I was supposed to beat him. Actually, there is another tidbit I've learned. I don't know. I'm only gonna try this once. And no more, but I believe you can deflect it back with the bug net. I haven't tried it myself, but I'm gonna try this to see if I can do it. Oh my god, that actually works! Okay, I didn't know for certain if that would work, but apparently you can do that. So they do have a funny. It's like the magic bottle all over again. You can actually deflect it with the bug net. That's actually pretty funny. You know what? I'm just gonna do this from here on out. Well met. Like the true hero you are. But I am not ready to admit defeat yet. I will draw you into the Dark World. Into the Shadow Realm you go.
I'm banishing you to the Shadow Realm. Much better.
Jordan, it is I, Sarasala. I am communicating to you across the void, through telepathy. The place where you now stand was the Golden Land, but evil power turned it into the Dark World. The wizard has broken the Wise Man's seal and opened a gate to link the worlds at Hyrule Castle in order to save half of the world. The Light World, you must win back the Golden Power. You must also rescue the 7 maidens who Agedem sent to the Dark World. As members of the bloodline of the 7 wise men, they have the power that will surely help you. The maidens are locked in hidden dungeons full of evil creatures and dangerous traps. The Palace of Darkness should be your first goal in this world. Jordan, I can rely only on you. Please make this old man's wishes come true. I beg you. Yeah, not even gonna try and make a joke on that one, but our quest is not done yet. Considering our first victory ended in defeat, all the seven maidens had found their way. The seal has been broken, and now these worlds are linked, and we now find ourselves trapped in a new world entirely, the Dark World, which has been foreshadowed since we've entered Death Mountain anyway, mind you. So now that we're here, I may as well show you the full map. We are now in a new world entirely. This place has been said to be the world where the Golden Power is, and it's been turned into a twisted land. Our adventure has only just begun. Next time on Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, our first step will be to see. I think our first step in exploring it. I think our first objective here, if I can speak, I think our first step will be to learn about our new surroundings within the dark world and learn as much as we can. I will see you all next time.